For more than 40 years, Voyager 2 has been making its way outward, drifting farther from the light and warmth of the Sun. It passed the last familiar planets of our neighborhood, moved beyond the icy region of the Kuiper Belt, and entered places that, until recently, existed only in theory and imagination. When it launched in 1977, at a time when everyday phones now outmatch the best computers of that era, no one expected such endurance. Its mission was bold but limited. Sooner or later, its power was meant to weaken, its systems to fail, and its signal to vanish into the silence of space. It should have become nothing more than debris in the dark. But Voyager 2 did not fade away. Against all odds, it kept working, and even now, decades later, it still sends faint signals back across billions of kilometers. Recently, what it sent was not ordinary data. It was something that made scientists pause. Something that forced them to rethink what they believed about the outer edge of our solar system. Voyager 2 had crossed a threshold, the boundary known as the heliopause. Here the influence of our Sun ends, and the power of the wider galaxy begins. For years, astronomers imagined this transition as smooth, gentle, almost invisible. Voyager proved otherwise. The change was abrupt, like breaking through an unseen barrier. Inside, the solar wind and magnetic field create a bubble of protection. Outside, the forces of the galaxy strike directly. Radiation levels spiked, plasma density jumped, and magnetic fields twisted sharply. It was not a drift into open space, it was more like stepping into a storm. For the first time, humanity had clear proof: our solar system is wrapped in a shield. Fragile, dynamic, and not at all perfect. Voyager 1 and 2 together showed that this shield, the heliosphere, expands and contracts with the Sun's 11-year cycle. It swells when the Sun is active and shrinks when the Sun quiets, allowing cosmic radiation to creep closer to Earth. It is not symmetrical either, but pulled into a comet-like tail by galactic winds. In 2019, the fragility of that mission became clear. After more than 4 decades of steady communication, Voyager 2 suddenly went silent. Its instruments froze, its transmissions stopped. Engineers feared the probe had finally succumbed to the cold void. But then, without warning, the signal returned. The spacecraft survived. The official explanation involved old hardware and software errors. Yet buried in the data were strange anomalies: bursts of energetic particles, sudden magnetic distortions, spikes in electromagnetic activity. Some wondered if Voyager had passed through a region of space unlike any we had seen before, a pocket of energized plasma, the ghost of a supernova, or something altogether unexpected. What Voyager revealed is that interstellar space is not empty. It is restless. It is filled with storms of radiation, waves of plasma, and shifting magnetic fields. For the first time, we had direct measurements of space weather beyond the Sun's reach. And then came the most mysterious finding: the magnetic alignment. Scientists had assumed that the solar magnetic field and the galaxy's field would clash at the edge. Instead, Voyager found them strangely aligned, almost synchronized. Either our Sun has shaped the local galactic field for millions of years, or the solar system was born in a region already ordered this way. Both possibilities are profound. These discoveries led some to wonder: is the heliopause only a physical border, or is it something more? The sudden spikes, the shifts, the alignment, all hint that the boundary may behave like a threshold, almost reactive. If so, then Voyager 2 did not just pass quietly through. It announced itself. Strapped to the side of Voyager is perhaps its most famous cargo, the Golden Record. A time capsule plated in gold, designed to last 1 billion years, carrying greetings in dozens of languages, sounds of Earth, music from across cultures, and even a carefully drawn star map pointing back to our Sun. When it was created, the record was celebrated as one of humanity's boldest and most hopeful gestures, a message of peace, an invitation, a declaration that we exist. It was our way of saying, we are here. We are reaching outward. But now, in light of Voyager's discoveries, new questions emerge. If the heliopause is not just a passive boundary but a reactive threshold, what does it mean that the very first human-made object to cross it carried such a direct message? Was it truly a gesture of friendship, or did it reveal more than we intended? Did we extend a hand of welcome, or expose a path back to our home? Voyager 2 was never meant to last this long. When it left Earth in 1977, it was designed for a mission of only a few short years. Its purpose was clear: to visit the outer planets, send back a wealth of images and data, and then, like all machines, fall silent. Engineers expected its batteries to weaken, its instruments to fail, and its voice to fade into the static of deep space. And yet, it endures. Nearly half a century later, Voyager 2 is still out there, crossing distances so vast they defy imagination, still whispering to us across the darkness. Each faint signal is more than just numbers and data. It carries with it a piece of us, a voice from Earth, carried beyond the reach of the sun, echoing into the stars. What it has revealed is nothing short of extraordinary. For decades, the heliosphere, the invisible bubble created by the sun's constant outflow of particles, was little more than theory. Many pictured it as a vague, fading border where the solar wind simply blended into the galaxy beyond. But Voyager has shown us the truth. The heliosphere is real, and it is alive. It is not just an abstract boundary, but a shield, a fragile, breathing barrier that expands and contracts with the heartbeat of the sun. Inside, we are sheltered. Outside, the galaxy presses against us with forces far greater than we ever imagined. Beyond that line, the universe is not calm. It is restless. It is filled with storms of radiation, surges of plasma, and shifting magnetic fields that twist and collide like tempests on a vast cosmic ocean. For the first time, we know, interstellar space is not empty. It is structured. It is volatile. And it lies much closer than we once believed. Yet perhaps Voyager's greatest gift is not only in what it tells us about the universe, but in what it teaches us about ourselves. Exploration has always carried risk. Every frontier reached is also a frontier crossed. And Voyager forces us to see that exploration is not just about where we go, but what we represent. Strapped to Voyager's side is the Golden Record, a disc carrying the sounds of Earth, greetings in dozens of languages, music from across cultures, and even a map showing our location among the stars. At the time, it was seen as a gesture of hope, an invitation to the universe, a message of peace. But now, with the knowledge that the heliopause may be more than a border, that it may react, that it may mark crossings, a haunting thought emerges. What does it mean that the very first probe to pass beyond our sun's protection carried with it a direct message back to our home? Was it truly a gesture of unity and friendship, or did we unknowingly send a signal of vulnerability? For centuries, humanity has looked to the night sky and asked the oldest of questions: are we alone? But Voyager has made us ask a new one. If something is out there, do we want to be found? And yet, perhaps this is what it means to be human. To reach out despite fear. To send our voice into the unknown, not because we are certain, but because we are uncertain. To explore, even when the outcome cannot be known. Voyager 2 was never built to answer such questions, and yet, its journey has placed them before us. Now, as it drifts further into the interstellar dark, one question grows louder. Will Voyager remain only an explorer, a silent witness to the storms between stars? Or has it become something more, a messenger, carrying our presence, our identity, and our hopes across a threshold we barely understand? Nearly 50 years after its launch, Voyager 2 continues its odyssey. It is more than a spacecraft. It is a reminder. A reminder that humanity is a species that dares to step beyond its cradle. A species that leaves behind not only footprints, but voices etched into golden discs. A species that, even at the fragile edge of its star's protection, still dares to ask, what lies beyond?